Good day, my viewers. Welcome to Excel Books Review. If you're meeting us for the first time, you're welcome. Here at Excel Books Review, we pick out amazing and content-filled books and review them. The truth is, if you're not reading, you're not better than someone that cannot read at all. So if readers are leaders, then you must take it as a responsibility to ensure that you get the contents of books. It's either you're reading them or you're listening to reviews about those books, because authors share their thoughts. Anybody that is your role model whatsoever that you want to look after, you might not see them face to face, but their thoughts are in their books. So do well to pick up books from time to time to read. Alright, so we've been reviewing the book The Richest Man in Babylon, and we've reviewed 1 to chapter 7 of this book, and this is the chapter 8 of this book. It has been an amazing one, and some of our viewers are saying they want to get the links to other videos. Maybe you watch the chapter 7, you want to get the links to 1 to 6. You can search Excel Books Review so that you can get that's the name of our channel, Excel Books Review, so that you can just search that and watch all the videos. Or okay, I'm going to put the link on the comment section. I'm going to go put the link in the comment section so that you can go and watch them. They have been amazing. Please keep the comments coming. It keeps us going. Whatever you learn from this video, always write it in the comment section, because somebody wants to learn from you. We've looked at other chapters like 7 Cures to Olympus, 5 Laws of Gold, Meeting the Richest Man in Babylon. It has been amazing. But today we're going to be looking at the chapter 8. This chapter 8 is dealing basically about borrowing. What are the implications of borrowing? What are the consequences of borrowing? Is it a good idea to borrow and all that? So we're going to be doing that in this chapter. Now, there was a man, Tarkad. So he was a chronic borrower. I think, okay, this brings me to, I have a friend of mine, so to say. I usually see him in his business place, kind of. So we got talking. I get things from him, so we just got talking at the point. So he's always asking for, do you have 5,000? Do you have? So initially when I met him, sometimes I give him. Sometimes, because I patronize him, so sometimes I just pay him up front, like in terms of borrowing. But I began to notice that this is like a lifestyle. This is how he lives. He's always borrowing, because whenever I'm there, maybe 1 or 2 persons might come around for debts and all that. So this is his lifestyle. So I began to say, is this how someone is going to continue living? One of those days again, I was in a distress, and I knew that he was the best person to get across a number I needed, or an information I needed. So I called with someone else's phone. He was not taking the calls. I called and called. He was not taking the calls. Over how many missed calls? So I managed, because I was just close by that place. So I just managed to take it upon myself to get by his place of business. And because of the way the call was coming, he was not in his shop. So he moved out from the place. So when I came around, he hailed me, hey. So I was like, I've been calling you, not taking. He said, was I the one calling? That he doesn't take calls that he did not store their number. Tarkad was this kind of person. Now, have you seen persons that if this is a shortcut, just move from here to here and they've gotten to where they're going to? But they want to follow long cuts so that they can avoid those that they are borrowing. Maybe they have borrowed in these streets. They don't want to follow this street. They don't want to follow this estate. They don't want to come into this estate. They don't want to come around that place, because they know that someone they borrowed from might meet them. Tarkad was this kind of person. And I know a lot of persons that are in this shoe. It's not intentional. You're looking for how to come out of it. You're looking for, how can I even stop borrowing? Because when I knew it was a problem was when the guy said, how can I even stop borrowing? So I knew that this thing he's doing, it's not like he wants to continue doing it. He wants to stop, but it's as though it's part of his lifestyle. Now, I want to emphasize that borrowing first is a mindset. Borrowing first is a mindset. We saw that from this book, because some persons feel that what they have is not enough until I borrow, until I collect from this place and add it up, it can never be enough. So that's part of the problem we'll be solving in this chapter. If you've not subscribed up to this channel up to this point, what are you waiting for? Why not click on the subscription button, click on the notification button as well, so that once any video comes up, you'll be the first person to get notifications of our videos. So click on the subscription button. Have you done so? Click now. Watching you. Yes, the subscription button, the red stuff in your channel, in your screen now, the red one. Yes, click subscribe. Yes, click subscribe there. So that's how to subscribe. So Tarkad was trying to dodge this time. Tarkad was, so if you are in the habit of borrowing, Tarkad is your patron. Yes, it's your patron. Don't mind me. All right, so he was trying to dodge. He was trying to follow the long cut. He doesn't mind following a longer pattern to ensure that he dodges those people that are borrowing, that he borrowed from. Now, unluckily for him, he bumped into one. The long path he was following, he bumped into one of his most notorious persons he collected money from. There are persons that they give you money and maybe they don't bother so much about it whenever you want to bring it, whatever. But this kind of Dabsir was somebody that he ensures that you must pay that money. I didn't know you that said you must pay the money. So it was a very hot one for Tarkad. So Dabsir drew him to one of those eateries and was eating and allowed him watch him. That was so bad of him. So Dabsir started telling him that the reason why he's so angry about those that are borrowing is he was a victim of it and he doesn't want anybody to continue borrowing. That it's a very bad lifestyle. So he started sharing a story of himself, how he managed to come out of borrowing. I'm sure you want to listen to what Dabsir did to stop borrowing. So he started telling Tarkad and the persons that are there that he was involved in a little trade from his father. But because he was not so good yet at what he was doing, he was earning little stipends here and there. Now he went further to take a wife. He went to marry and they had a kid. Now ends were not meeting up. He was doing all he could to ensure that end meets up. But he knew from the beginning that I'm not earning enough money now. Why take a wife? Why have a kid? And it was a huge one for him. Now, taking a wife, is he wrong? No. Having a child, is he wrong? No. But he knew from the beginning that his finances cannot carry it. He knew that the funds he was having at that point cannot solve the problems that will be coming his way. That's what a lot of persons do. They get into things that they cannot come out of. Now, if you are in the position of saying, I want to get in, maybe I want the best things of life, I want this, and to cap it up, Dabsir was somebody that he had a very huge taste, a huge appetite. So when you start craving for what you cannot afford, you want to steal. Now, Dabsir said he wanted the best things of life, he wanted his family to have a beautiful life, but he didn't have money. So he was always borrowing here and there. Dabsir himself, he was sharing the story of himself. He said he was borrowing here and there. He'll collect here from this person today. He'll collect from this person today. He'll collect from this person. Now, let me emphasize that borrowing first is a mindset. Borrowing is a mindset. Anybody that is a chronic borrower believes that what he has is not enough. That's one of the problems. Now, I'll refer you to go back to our other videos. Please watch those videos. There's one that talked about the 5 laws of gold. The other emphasized on the 7 cures to a lean purse. One of the things he pointed out is increasing your ability to earn. Increasing your ability to earn. Now, if you desire beautiful things, let's say maybe you earn 50,000 or you earn 500,000 or whatsoever you earn, and you feel, okay, 50,000 cannot solve my basic needs. Okay, 200,000 cannot solve my basic needs. 500,000 cannot solve my basic needs. How am I going to make my ends meet? How will I now solve my problems as a family man? Now, there is a solution. If you start thinking in the direction of going to borrow to solve your problem, you're already thinking in the wrong direction. If you're already thinking of how to, because my salary is not enough, I now feel that going to take a loan is how to solve my problem, you're already thinking in the wrong direction. So what should I do? What the person is supposed to start doing is to say, yes, I earn 100,000, but what can I do to increase 100,000 to other amounts? Where can I invest this money to ensure that I'm not just getting 100,000 again, but I'm getting something more than 100,000, since my needs are far more than 100,000. Or if you start looking for who to collect loan from, because once you start borrowing from here to there to do maybe your little project, you will not stop. It's a mindset, first of all. So Dabsir was that kind of person. He was borrowing here and there. So he said, because the persons he was borrowing from, they were getting too much, Babylon became very uncomfortable for him. So he was looking for where else to run to. He joined thieves. And whenever caravans are driving, they attack them, steal their things and all that. They say one of those days they were very unlucky and they met people that were more armed than they were. They killed 2 of their men and took the rest to slavery. Long story cut short, in slavery they castrated them. They made them eunuchs. They castrated them. They put them in charge of those that will be handling maybe women, whatever needs women have. They solve the problems of the women and all that. Now a day came that turned his story around. Listen to it. He started asking himself, am I a slave or am I a free man? Am I a slave or a free man? And this question was what turned his life around. This was what started bringing solution to his problem. Are you not tired of running from one place to another because of you're owing somebody? Are you not tired of dodging people? Are you not tired of relocating from one city to another because there's somebody you're owing somewhere? Are you not tired of avoiding people's call? And you've avoided so many calls and you're applying for jobs here and there. If your boss calls you, did you store his number before? How will you know he's the one calling? So to avoid all those kind of things, he said, am I even a slave? Am I a free man or a slave? He said he made up his mind that he will go back to Babylon. Now he's a slave. He has been grabbed. He has been bought. So he pleaded and explained his ordeal to the women that are there. They had sympathy on him, luck on his own side, and because he knew how to drive the camel, and the mother was sick. The mother of one of the ladies were sick. So he said, "You're going to drive me through the desert to go and see my mother." So he was able to achieve that. Drove the woman through the desert and went his separate way. Now when he got to Babylon, he made up his mind. So he said he's going to meet all his debtors one after the other. This is a key. The challenge people have is, you tell somebody, give me this money by 1 week, I'm going to pay you back. 1 week you don't call, 2 weeks you don't call, 3 weeks, the time has passed. Now they make a resolution in their heart that wherever I meet this person, the person pays me on the spot. That's why you see people harassing people here and there because of maybe they collected some money. The person start running away, start avoiding the persons, which is very wrong. If you're in the person's shoes, you do the same. You might react wrongly. So he said he's going to go and face those that he is owing. Can you do that? That's a very huge one. If you meet them by yourself, some of them you're thinking want to kill you. Some of them might not even, if you really explain to them. Now he said he went and met them one after the other. Please, this is my state. This is where I found myself. I want to pay that money. He said some of them told him, don't worry, since we now understand what you're going through, forget about the money. Some others said, okay, you will pay me. He said, no problem. So he started asking, now I've met these people, how am I going to pay them? How am I going to pay them? Now you must make up your mind. These persons might not want to leave the money for you, so you must make up your mind to say, how can I clear up the existing debts? How can I clear up few things? These ones that are very pressing, how can I cure them? So what Dabsir did was to look for a job. He looked for, he met the gold lender of Babylon. Now he got into a trade, training camels, buying and selling camels, and he made some money and he started paying them one after the. Please, when you finally find a way of paying your debtors, don't go into another debt. Please don't go into another debt. If you have a problem, you have a project, now avoid people that tell you these people are giving loan, these people are giving loan, these people are giving loan. That guy I told you about, he knows all the sites where you can collect money for free. He knows all the banks that you can collect. He knows all the codes. So now try to put away some of this information that can easily make you borrow. Try to live within your means. Go back to our previous chapters where we looked at 7 cures to a lean purse, 7 solutions to a pocket that doesn't want to hold money. We looked at 5 laws of growth. We also looked at how to lend money, principles on how to lend money out, loan money. If you want to loan money, what are the principles you're supposed to put in place to ensure that the money you loan out will come back? So this chapter, we're merging it with the next chapter as relates the solutions that Dabsir, the things that Dabsir did to ensure that he came out of his loan. Now we've talked about maybe getting a job, or getting to do a business, or get your hand handy doing something. But as much as doing that, the principle in the next chapter was saying basically that Dabsir, what he did is he brought out 20% of his income, 20% of his income to sort out those he was owing. Now, let's say he has 100%, but he brought out 20% of his income, and he discussed with them that I'm going to be giving you this percent until I'm done paying you. Now, 20% of his income, then 70% was for his family, taking care of his family needs and all that. He reduced the quantity of what they eat and all that, but he was ready to take that sacrifice. Then 10% were his saving. Remember from the first chapter we said 10% of all you earn is yours to keep. So he made sure that he was keeping 10% for savings, he was keeping 20% to pay the loan, and then 70% to run his family affairs. Now I said again from the beginning that borrowing is a mindset. Borrowing is a mindset. So now that you've made up your mind to say, okay, now it's beautiful to admire the flashy things of life. It's beautiful to want the best things of life, but please, if it's going to make you steal or if it's going to make you borrow, then you don't need it at that point. So live within your means, buy things that you can afford, because if you spend your money buying what you don't need, you will sell what you need. If you spend your money buying what you don't need, you will sell what you need. Now Dabsir was able to come out of his loan, he paid everybody, and he finally had a free life. Do you want to continue in the act of running from one place to another? Then if you don't want to be running and you don't want to be hiding from people, then you must stop the act of borrowing. We said it's a mindset. Now please, if you eventually stop, don't borrow again. Avoid the act of borrowing so that you can live a very free life. Please, we're going to drop in the comment section the link to our other videos. Some persons are asking us to drop the link to our other videos. Now you can search Excel Books Review, or you can drop the link to you can see in the comment section the link to our other videos. So if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do well to subscribe to this channel, so that you can get notifications, you can get information of our next videos. So thank you so much for listening. Please avoid and stop that.